If you're planning a move to Chapel Hill, Carrboro, North Carolina, there's some important things you need to know. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with eXp Realty, and the first thing you need to know about Chapel Hill and Carrboro, North Carolina is they're pretty much one merged town. So we've said in the past in other videos how Apex and Cary have kind of merged. They've grown into each other so that you really don't know where one city begins and one city ends. Well, Chapel Hill and Carrboro is probably the original version of that. They've grown up together, and literally you can be on West Franklin Street and before you know it, welcome to the city limits of Carrboro from Chapel Hill. Granted, they're a little bit different than Cary and Apex. In Cary and Apex, the towns are much further apart, whereas in Chapel Hill and Carrboro, you pretty much can walk from one downtown to the other downtown, but the point is still pretty clear that they are very much separate towns, separate cities with their own separate personalities, but they pretty much merge. So if you live in Chapel Hill, you really live in Chapel Borough. In fact, there's a website called Chapel Borough out there that you can get on to learn more about the area. So there's a quick hint right there. The next thing you need to know, Chapel Hill is the quintessential college town. So Chapel Hill has consistently been voted one of the very top college towns in the United States. It's really, really great. UNC is there, which is the oldest public university in the country. And I should stop and say, as a matter of honesty to everyone out there, I did go to UNC, so I am a homer. I'm sorry. This video is going to be slanted, and the motto of Chapel Hill is the southern part of heaven, and so I believe that, and I apologize in advance. So back to it. Again, this is the oldest state university in the country. It was founded in 1789. The first students came to the school and enrolled in 1795. It is the only state university in the country that graduated students in the 18th century, so there's that. And beyond that, it's just an amazing campus. But keep in mind, Chapel Hill and Carrboro isn't only this gigantic 700 and some acre behemoth in the middle of it. There's other things going on around Chapel Hill and Carrboro, some really great shopping, some really great restaurants, and a lot of people have either moved into the area from out of state or out of the Triangle area to retire there, or you've seen a lot of people that went to school, became a professor, and then retired in Chapel Hill. So you have a lot of that vibe going on. So it stretches from just really young kids all the way to retirees. So it's a really, really nice mix for a town. The other thing you should know about it, the other side of the beautiful and the popular is on basketball and football days at Carolina, be aware the campus and Franklin Street and the surrounding areas can get a little bit crowded, a little bit congested. The next thing you should know, Chapel Hill and Carrboro is just plain beautiful. It's a really, really great area. Historic buildings, ancient trees, lush gardens. It's really, really nice. The very best time of the year to go and see this part of the Triangle is in the springtime when everything is blooming out. So highly recommend you check out Chapel Hill, Carrboro in the spring. You will not be disappointed. Chapel Hill and Carrboro are also really well known for some of the most beautiful and well-designed neighborhoods in the Triangle. Definitely worth your time checking out. And overall, there's just a really great atmosphere. Again, as I said, great restaurants and shopping, just a really, really great small town vibe. The next thing you should know, there's not a whole lot of new construction going on in this area. Only about 11% of the homes currently being sold right now in the Chapel Hill, Carrboro area is new construction. That mainly has to do with the fact that the town was started in 1793. So a lot of the land has been bought up over the years and there have been houses put on it. Pretty much, if you're going to be looking for new construction, you're going to be looking out in the outskirts of town. Kind of on the way to Pittsboro is a really very popular corridor. Briar Chapel and some other neighborhoods are out that way. And that is still Chapel Hill, but it is probably 20 minutes from downtown Chapel Hill. The only other way you could really get new construction in the area is, of course, the teardowns, but please know Chapel Hill especially, and although Carrboro is a little bit difficult as well, but Chapel Hill in particular is pretty difficult when it comes to doing teardowns, and in general just modifying your home. You're gonna have to go through a pretty lengthy permitting and approval process with the city. The next thing you need to know, Chapel Hill has some amazing homes. So as we said just a minute ago, Chapel Hill, Carrboro is really, really really beautiful and has some really beautiful neighborhoods. The older homes close to campus and Franklin Street are particularly really pretty. Definitely have a lot of character being that they are older homes. And the Gimgool Road area has some particularly jaw-dropping homes. Really nice large properties, plus the street is home to the famous Gimgool Castle. As far as newer neighborhoods go, Meadowmont, Governor's Club, and Southern Village are three of the more well-known and well-developed areas in Chapel Hill, Carrboro. Next thing you need to know is the commute times, and this is one area where Chapel Hill and Carrboro really shine. To get to Durham is only about an 18 to 25 minute drive. Research Triangle Park is only about a 20 to 25 minute drive, and downtown Raleigh is only a 35 to 45 minute drive from Chapel Hill and Carrboro. The next thing you need to know, Chapel Hill, Carrboro is home to the best burger in the Triangle. So we did a video a while back where we tried 51 burgers from all over the Triangle, and Al's of Chapel Hill came in #1. Amazing burger, the only one that I had to go back and get 2 burgers in one day, so I had about, 2 pounds of burger? Yeah, I didn't feel so good, but I was happy. Highly recommended if you are a fan of a burger. Definitely head to Chapel Hill, Carrboro and go to the one on Franklin Street, or they also have one in Southern Village. And also, by the way, they were voted best burger in the country by some website called TripAdvisor. I don't know what they know over us, but anyway, you might want to use their advice as well. The next thing you need to know about Chapel Hill, Carrboro is it's expensive. It is one of the most expensive areas in the Triangle. The median price for a single family home in Chapel Hill is $700,000, whereas the median price for a condo or townhome in Chapel Hill is $405,000. You can get a little bit more of a deal in Carrboro, although the median price for a single family home in Carrboro is still $525,000, but I guess that is a deal compared to $700,000. And by the way, condos and townhomes in Carrboro are going to run you about $300,000. Next up, we need to tell you about the amazing restaurant scene in Chapel Hill, Carrboro. Squid's, Top of the Hill, Il Palio, and Lantern are just 4 of the really well-known dinner spots in Chapel Hill. Definitely highly recommended. They've gotten awards. Some of them have been there for a long time. Again, definitely recommended. If you are out at 2 a.m. and need something to eat, and you know why you would be out at 2 a.m., I would recommend Time Out. Great biscuits, chicken biscuits, and I've actually had one not at 2 a.m. and they were really greasy, but at 2 a.m. they're good. We also need to tell you about Carolina Coffee Shop that got its start in 1922, which makes it, I believe, the oldest active restaurant in the state of North Carolina. Really great breakfast, highly recommended. They also have lunch that's really good. Right there on Franklin Street, you can't miss it. Definitely a destination that we recommend you go hit up. Next thing I need to let you know, Chapel Hill and Carrboro are more likely to get snow. In the Triangle, because Chapel Hill, Carrboro, and Hillsboro, Roxboro are on the northern side, when there is snow in the area that's forecasted, those areas generally get the snow when the southern part of the Triangle doesn't get the snow. This does not mean that it is like 40 inches of snow all year long, all the time on the northern side of the Triangle. I'm talking literally a couple of inches here versus rain on the southern side, but just something for you to be aware of. Next up, you need to know Chapel Hill is the 4th biggest city in the Triangle. Currently, somewhere in the neighborhood of 66,000 people live in Chapel Hill, whereas about 22,000 people live in Carrboro. So you're really looking at about 88,000 in the total area. That makes Chapel Hill alone the 4th biggest city in the Triangle behind Raleigh, Durham, and Cary. However, the good thing about Chapel Hill and Carrboro is it still managed to maintain that small town village feel, whereas some of the other cities in the Triangle have taken on more of a big city vibe. Next up, we need to let you know there's some really great things to do in Chapel Hill and Carrboro, North Carolina. First up, we need to let you know about Lavender Oaks Farm, where they have lavender. Smells great Instagrammable pictures. Definitely recommend you go visit this farm. Amazing. Also, the North Carolina Botanical Garden is in Chapel Hill, where they have botanicals. Another great thing to do in the area is to stroll up and down Franklin Street. Lots of great restaurants, shops, cool little gift shops, and great things to be seen in and on Franklin Street. Highly recommended. Of course, touring UNC's campus is a must-do when you are in Chapel Hill and Carrboro. Speaks for itself, especially again if you go in the spring when everything is blooming. Coker Arboretum is on the UNC campus. Definitely a must-do place to go visit. Moorhead Planetarium is also right beside UNC. It is an absolute must-do, especially if you are an elementary school student. Just about all the elementary schools in the state of North Carolina at one time or another visit the Moorhead Planetarium. And definitely if you're a basketball fan, you absolutely want to visit the Carolina Basketball Museum. It's open Monday through Saturday with free admission. Next, we need to tell you about the shopping in Chapel Hill and Carrboro, and absolutely without a doubt, some very, very cool shops in Chapel Hill and Carrboro. Back to that Franklin Street we just talked to you about. It is the central hub of the towns, and great restaurants, great shopping, definitely a great destination. And yes, a lot of the stuff on Franklin Street is geared towards the students, but if you get towards West Franklin, it gets a little bit more eclectic, a little bit cooler, and definitely a recommended area if you're coming in for a weekend visit. Beyond Franklin Street, we recommend you go check out University Place, which is the mall in the Chapel Hill Carrboro area. Some really, really cool shops there. It is morphed over the years and has become something really, really cool. Some great restaurants, highly recommended. Beyond that, we need to let you know there is a Trader Joe's in Chapel Hill as well as a Whole Foods. And by the way, if you're planning a move either into or out of the Chapel Hill Carrboro area, my real estate team and I would love to be your agents of choice. You can click on the links below or call us at the number below. Email us at hello@mortonbradbury.com. We'll be happy to help. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.